On the table in front of me here, I have an M20 PG cable gland. You can see it in its assembled format as you receive it, and also in its disassembled format, which you can see here. And basically it's made up of 3 or 4 component parts. The first thing is we have a locking nut here, which would be used, let's say, inside a junction box, such as the junction box that we have over here. And what we have here is we have a cable feeding through here, and we want to lock this into position and also hopefully waterproof the junction and also make it dust resistant, okay? So what we do here is we have this on the inside and we come along and we screw this on like this. I'll demonstrate this in better detail in a little while. Next we'll have this actual rubber bung, which you can see here, and the idea of that is when it gets quite compressed it'll actually fill out a little bit and it'll give a very, very tight seal on the side of the junction box. And then finally we have this cap here. What will happen with the cap is we'll have this on the cable, we'll slot the cable through, and then we screw this in, and the idea is as we tighten this in, it'll lock around the cable. So if we look here, we can barely see any black on the inside, but as we tighten further and further, the black becomes more and more evident, okay? And depending on the size of the cable, etc., we may be able to get a good join on this, okay? Now, to give an example of where we'll actually be fixing this onto a junction box, I'm just demonstrating here with a slightly larger M25 gland, but it's the same principle here. We can see internally here, we have this locking nut here, and we can see here that we have the gland on the outside, it's after slotting through, and the thread, the nut has caught the thread as it's gone through, but it's not really fully tightened yet. So what I'm just going to do is just hold it here, okay? And what we'll do here is, just hold this here, and we'll twist it, and we'll just lock it into position, and you can see here that we've got a very, very tight seal on it at that particular point in time. So that's just an overview of it. So an example of the glands we'd have here would be the M20 here, but we have larger ones inside the range as well. For example, the M25, which would be used with a box like that. So that's it anyway, an overview of the M20 PG cable gland.